everyone, welcome back to the Stitch Sessions. I am still here at the family farm and I thought I would answer a few more of your common crochet questions. And it's part of a series I call the Crochet Quick Chat. And if you'd like to check out some more of the other videos I've done in the past, I'm going to leave a link to that playlist in the description box down below. And if you want a quick reference, I'll leave it up in the cards up here. So in today's Crochet Quick Chat, I thought I would talk about what is a turning chain. So you hear this used a lot in tutorials or written patterns. And when people talk about using a turning chain, whether it's a chain 1, a chain 3, chain 2, what that means, it's the number of chains you create at the end of a row that gives you the height of the stitch you've been using once you turn your work. So it'll give you a little bit more consistency. So what I mean by that is, for example, if you're working on a project where you've just finished a row of double crochet stitches, the most common turning chain would be a chain of 3. Now there are some people that use a chain of 2, but more often than not, I think in written patterns and in crochet tutorials, you're going to hear people say chain 3 and turn your work. So once you turn your work, that chain 3 will now represent the height of a typical double crochet stitch. So it allows you to already have stretched your work or created the height for the next row to continue seamlessly using the double crochet stitch. So when you start a project and they say you need to chain 20 chains plus 3 for turning, or you need to add a chain 3 turning chain, that's what they're talking about. So you can come across this in many of our crochet tutorials that I've done in the past. And sometimes you'll hear me say chain 1 and turn, or chain 2. Now, since I'm discussing the turning chain, I'm going to go over 3 of the most common turning chains that you're going to come across. So when you come across a tutorial or a written pattern which says chain 1 and turn your work, generally a chain 1 will represent the height of a single crochet stitch. When you come across a pattern that requires you to chain 2 and turn your work, more often than not, that is to represent the height of a half double crochet stitch. Now, like I said before, some people will use chain 2 for a double crochet because maybe they're a looser crocheter, and sometimes if they chain 3, it leaves a bit of a gap at the edge of their work. But usually that's for a half double crochet. And of course, when you hear chain 3, that generally will represent the height of a double crochet stitch. Now there are some projects where you hear them ask you to chain 4. Now a chain 4 generally will represent the height of a triple crochet stitch. Sometimes it will also be used to represent the height of an extended double crochet stitch. So basically what we're aiming for is to give us the height so that it will keep our work uniform. Now, if you're working on things like granny projects, you may hear a teacher ask you to chain 5, for example, at the end of your work. And so often in a situation like that, a chain 5 will actually represent a double crochet chain 2. So remember, 3 chains will represent the height of a double crochet stitch, and then the additional 2 chains will represent that chain 2 space. So hopefully that sheds a little bit of light on what it means when they're asking you to add turning chains at the end of your work. Now, if there's anything that still is not quite clear, make sure that you leave me your questions in the comment box down below. And as always, I always encourage you guys to email me directly if it's easier, and you can email me at info@crochetcrafty.com, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions you may have. So in the meantime, hopefully that sheds a little bit of light. I hope you enjoy this wonderful Sunday afternoon. Happy crocheting, take good care, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.